Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And I hope everybody's having a great day or a great night wherever you guys are. If you guys are, definitely hit that like button and also comment down below how you guys are doing. As we look at the market right now, we are sitting at roughly around a $1.2 trillion market cap. I do look forward to where we are at in the next couple months from now. One thing that I've been very vocal about on this channel is that 2023 is going to be very bullish. I even said it during the end of 2022, where we seen FTX implode and there was so much bearish news around crypto. And you had Jim Cramer parading himself around on CNBC saying that the market is, this, that, whatever. He's so bearish on crypto. And yeah, I mean, fast forward to where we are at now, and this market looks pretty good. One thing that I will say is that we've been very focused on the fact that, one, what is the herd doing? What are they doing? Well, they are following the Bitcoin halving. And in fact, Credible Crypto, which is an individual that I have, utilized some of his information in videos previously, has been very vocal about new all-time highs this year, or at least until like Q1 of 2024. We do see here from Credible Crypto, he's quoting Bitcoin Magazine, which has a video from CNBC. And we do see CNBC reporting on Bitcoin and talking about the 2024 halving and how it usually marks the start of a bull run. If you believe we won't see new all-time highs until 2024, because we need to wait for the halving, you are part of the herd. The herd is usually wrong, and I completely agree on this. I look forward to new all-time highs on Bitcoin this year. And here we have from Bitcoin Magazine. New, CNBC is now reporting live on the upcoming Bitcoin halving. It is a technical event called the halving, which typically marks the start of a bull run for Bitcoin. Check this out.
Today, we're going to zero in on crypto, which has outperformed even some of the most high-flying parts of the market this year. Mackenzie Sagalos joins us now with a look at the potential risk and rewards ahead for the sector. Mac, it is great to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Frank. So it's definitely a pivotal moment for the crypto sector. A crucial federal court ruling could stifle efforts by SEC Chairman Gary Gensler to wrangle what he calls the Wild West of trading. A judge in New York has cast doubt on whether the SEC has a clear path to regulate most altcoins as securities. That ruling, largely viewed as a net win for altcoin traders who feared an imminent crackdown from regulators, as well as for Coinbase, which faces its own legal battle with the SEC. The top 100 digital assets are up 48% this year, compared to 17% for stocks and 9% for gold. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is outperforming the NASDAQ 100, as are crypto-pegged stocks like Coinbase, Galaxy Digital, and MicroStrategy. But Bitcoin can't seem to break out from the $30,000 price level. One reason being there isn't much investor interest. We're seeing some support from institutions, but there's no real catalyst to drive the price either higher or lower. Things that would normally affect Bitcoin, such as the Fed raising rates, are barely moving the needle. What the market appears to need is a return of confidence from retail and institutional investors. That could potentially happen if an ETF that directly tracks the spot price of Bitcoin is approved. Some of the biggest names in TradFi are racing to be the first to offer one, including BlackRock. Now, if spot ETFs get the green light, they could spur a buying spree as firms purchase Bitcoin to meet reserve requirements. We're also seeing movement on crypto legislation on Capitol Hill. And crucially, Frank, there is a technical event called the halving coming up next April, which typically marks the start of a bull run for Bitcoin.
And I honestly do think that, listen, we already are kind of in a bull run. There's been a lot of people that were over on Twitter talking about how it's all nonsense, that this is, a bear market rally, whatever. Honestly speaking, as we look at a lot of these tokens, they have done multiple X's off the bottoms. I don't really think that this is a bear market rally. Listen, as we look at the last 7 months, 2023 has been an incredible time in this market, especially if you have been, buying in 2022 in terms of the summer into the fall timeframe. And even recently, going all the way back to April, I said, I see everyone constantly stuck on the 4-year cycle / Bitcoin halving nonsense. It's purely coincidental that it all aligns with the liquidity cycle. Just take a look at the global liquidity cycle chart below. What happens when the cycle breaks / changes? Then so does the 4-year cycle theory, and Bitcoin halving becomes a big nothing event. This is why Credible Crypto and only a few other TAs have been calling for a Wave 5 expansion this year to new all-time highs. as 99% of crypto Twitter and TA say no bull run this year, that we are still 400 plus days away from any major expansion, I tend to go against the herd. And this was from April. Best way to prepare for this is to be, the best way to prepare for this to be a possibility and or fail, have stables on the sidelines ready to buy to a major bottom. In case we do see a wave 5 expansion, have your long-term positions in place, which I already do, that you have the most confidence in. Also ensure that you are diversified outside of crypto. I will be doing a full video on why all-time highs are possible this year and why 99% of crypto Twitter could be wrong / completely caught off guard. And yes, you know, even long-term veterans around the space are still saying that this is a bear market. We still have, you know, 400 days or 200 days or whatever, right? I think they're wrong. Shout out to Crypto Insight UK as well. He's talking a little bit about the dollar. I'm going to be addressing it here in a second. I feel crypto is setting up to explode to the upside. As we know, the dollar is often inversely correlated to crypto, meaning the dollar goes down, crypto goes up, and vice versa. The last few days, the dollar has been heading upwards. However, I feel it could or is about to reverse. If we zoom out to the daily, it is clear that the dollar is in a downtrend. We saw the initial move slow up with a bounce. This was followed by a period of distribution where we formed a sequence of lower highs. Eventually, the support at around roughly 100 broke down. We formed gaps as bulls were exhausted. In the last few days, we have closed these gaps and retest the breakdown area. If we hold here and form another lower high, I expect this trend to continue. This is key for a crypto run to the upside. And here you guys have his chart. Definitely go check him out over on Twitter if you guys haven't already. But as we do look at the dollar, one thing that I've been very, very focused on is the weekly, right? So here we have the weekly. One thing is that we are hitting resistance right around this area, which was support going back to January of this year. It was also support going back to May of 2022, and it was also around a resistance zone for March of 2020. It wasn't the exact candle wick, but we do know that on lower time frames, it was the resistance zone. And so far, we have hit it and rejected off of it. We have been holding up, though, on the 101 zone for a little bit of time. We came down and retested the 200 weekly EMA, which is that blue line down there. As we see, going all the way back to the 2020 timeframe, during June of 2020, actually we tapped it and slightly went over the 200 weekly EMA. This was closely followed with an inverse, and we kind of traded sideways a little bit until we eventually broke down below it. This was July of 2020 yet again. During this time, though, from March, when we started to break down on the dollar, most of the market started to inverse to the upside, aka the start of the 2020 and 2021 bull run. During this time, when the dollar broke the 200 weekly EMA, DeFi summer was happening. I do expect the same thing happening over here once we continue to make lower highs, which it seems as though we have been so far on the weekly. I could show you guys that real quick. As you guys probably can already tell, we have the high up here. We have this high, and the lower high will most likely be around this area here. Even if we get a subtle flip of this resistance zone, which I highly doubt that we do, I do still expect us to have a breakdown. We could technically target these wicks of the 2020 candles, the March of 2020 candles, at about roughly 103, but I still expect this to continue to the downside. But the big thing is that once we break the 200 weekly EMA, this is when we really start to see the market flip bullish, and we start to see a major run up in the market. I still think that as we look at the market today, we still have a little bit of time, and that time is just waiting for a reversal on Bitcoin and also the dollar to break down. This is happening though, and it has been happening for a little bit of time since we did top out back in September of 2022. During this time, we also were met with a little bit of chaos within crypto with FTX and stuff like that. But for the most part, the market has flipped pretty bullish. Even since going all the way back to January 1st, this was when we started to break down below significant EMAs on the weekly. The last major one is the 200, and I do think that this will start the official bull run, meaning we will start to see big breaks on a lot of assets, including Bitcoin running to 40K plus. As we look at XRP today, XRP has been holding up fairly well around 70 cents. I do have some big buys in case we do go lower at around roughly 50 to 55 cents. I'm not too sure if we get those targets, but if we do, it will be incredible, especially for the next major run up, because I do expect $5 to $10 on XRP. A lot of people have been predicting a few things around XRP. I'm still expecting new all-time highs on XRP. There's nothing really holding it back and suppressing the price anymore, especially after we got over the big obstacle, aka the SEC lawsuit. But a lot of people have been predicting some crazy prices out there in terms of like a $26 XRP. Remember, the biggest problem with this is that I've talked about it many times. During 2019 into 2020, if you were around, then you probably know about the $20 to $30 price predictions. I've talked about it many times on different occasions on this channel. As we really look at this, I don't expect $26 to happen on XRP. I just don't see that happening this run up. Like I said, $5 to $10 is a very very fair price for XRP. Now, does that mean that $20 to $30 is out of the question at all? No, absolutely not. I'm just saying this next run up, we probably expect anywhere between $5 to $10 because we're still not in a utility bull run. When we get into a utility bull run, that's when you could, throw out $5 to $10 and you could probably expect $20, $30, $40, $50, $100. And yes, I said $100 because that's when institutions come into the space with trillions and trillions of dollars and they want to utilize these utility tokens. But as we do look at this, like a lot of people have been expecting $20 to $30 for so long on XRP. I'm just not expecting it this run up. I could very well be wrong. Listen, we could see anything happen. I'm just not expecting it this run up, but it's still very exciting. And remember that XRP so far has been a very large asset in the space this year with over $117 billion in volume this year so far. It's definitely exciting. And it is one of the largest tokens still in the space. If honestly, at this point, I just want to say like XRP probably has the best odds of flipping Ethereum in the next run up in this market. And if that is the case, then we could very well see anywhere between $700 billion to $1 trillion in market cap. And no, that's not me just pulling numbers out of a hat and saying, hey, look, I think that we can go. No. I'm saying if we look at Ethereum, it already hit roughly $600 billion in market cap. On the next run up, everyone's expecting $10,000 for Ethereum. I think that we, probably get to around like roughly $7,000. But if that is the case, then we're looking at around anywhere between, it's almost $1 trillion in market cap for Ethereum. So I do think XRP does have the best odds of flipping Ethereum, just like it has in past previous bull runs. If that is the case, then we could expect anywhere between $10 to $15 on XRP, but I'm betting more so on 5 to 10 to just be a little bit more conservative. Again, that is my opinion. You do not need to follow my advice at all. I'm not giving you guys financial advice. I'm just telling you guys my opinion. Always have your game plan in place on XRP or on any investment. You always want to have a plan before you invest $1 into anything. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are. And this is before this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.